Welcome back to Bricks and Trips. And do you know what the only thing better than shopping in the Disney Village is? Lego shopping in the Disney Village, of course. Welcome back. I'm so excited. It's the last day of our holiday at Disneyland Paris and we are finally making the long-awaited trip to the Lego store in Disney Village. And the models start before you even get inside this incredible store with a 20-foot wide Mickey from Fantasia. I wish that they had a massive plaque next to it to tell you just how many bricks went into building that, because I would love to know. This is one of the most impressive Lego models I have ever seen, with such a massive variety of pieces and characters all in their Lego forms. This is absolutely great. And if you look closely enough, you will see it's actually got some lit up features as well. There's some studs which light up. But as much as I would love to have that, I definitely don't have room or the budget. Let's go see if we can find something, which I do though. And once you're inside, it's pretty much a classic Lego store. Of course, most of the models that they've got are going to be characters from all of the Disney franchises. So Winnie the Pooh, you've got Frozen, of course, Moana. There's a brilliant selection in here. And this will be one of the best stocked Lego stores that you can find anywhere. I do want to try and get something today whilst we're here, but I've got no idea what, and obviously with case limits on the weights, I've got to be really careful. I mean, I know it's not Disney, but I'm seriously tempted by the new McLaren. That is a beautiful Lego set. I'm not a brickhead collector, but I have to say these are the exact sort of thing that I probably should be picking up today. And even though I don't normally buy them, they do look fantastic when they're all set up together. Such great variety with these. And of course, they've got a load of city stuff in here. I'm not going to be buying any of these pieces today because, simply put, I don't need to be carrying these all the way back through customs. But of course, we're going to try and get something Disney specific if I can find anything at all. The last time we came here, the only thing I actually managed to pick up was a box of Pick-a-Brick, so I'm really hoping that I might be able to do better than that today. And I'm not sure if I've seen the Mario built up before. That's a really cool set. I mean, I don't think they've actually got any in stock, having said that they're normally pretty well stocked here, but it is tempting for another time maybe. I was just about to say, I'm sure that this set is normally around £120. Well, it's down to €104, which in comparison probably makes it about 90 quid, so £30 off the full set. Or do I just go Nintendo crazy and pick up the final battle from the Ocarina of Time, a game that I have played but not completed, so probably shouldn't. I could do with a Great Deku Tree though. But at €300, I think I would get told off. I have heard that there is a brand new dinosaur fossil on the way as well, a Triceratops. I've not got the original T-Rex, but it is very tempting to pick up a pair of them. But this one is apparently nearly a metre long, and I just don't have that kind of storage space. But from there, you move on to the Pick and Build wall, or I probably should say Pick and Build walls, because there is a second one just to the right-hand side. So this is actually one of the bigger Pick and Build walls, and it has got some fantastic pieces, such as the 1x3 in green, some of the green wedges, 1x2 dark bluish plate. I really need some of those because I have got water details to be filling up. And over on the other side, loads more brick. I don't think there's anything specifically I need on here, but they have got the fluorescent yellow 1x2s. Those are really nice. Not a piece that I'll be commonly using, but possibly something worth picking up. And, I might need to pick up some of those. Those are really cool stuff. I don't know what you call them, angled slopes 1x2s, but in the tan colour. Those are really nice, as are these. Oh my goodness, it might be Pick and Builds that I'm picking up today. Or maybe I should just be feeling kind and pick up some flowers for the missus. I don't think she'd appreciate Lego ones. While she doesn't mind me buying them, she definitely doesn't want to be building them herself. This Batman logo here, I think is probably one of the best value Lego Batman sets that we've ever seen. €80 for about 700 pieces, give or take. It's about 10 pence a brick, which honestly, it's not too bad. But then of course, we are moving into some of the Disney properties, starting out strong with Marvel. I really like the new Iron Man bust. I'm not sure if I've seen that, and I don't think they've got it built up anywhere either though. Is anybody going for the Collector's Edition Mark III though? That's a very nice set. No room for it in the theme park, but maybe I can put it in the lounge somewhere? Somehow I don't think so. Unfortunately, this is always the thing with LEGO, is that space is at a premium, and whilst I'd love to have everything, it's just simply not possible. And I've actually been looking to try and finish my LEGO Speed Champion collection. I've got the Williams, McLaren, the Aston Martin. I don't have the Audi yet, obviously that one's released for this year. But I think I've got all of the sets that are here at the moment, which is such a shame. I'm still in need of the Stake F1 team, but it's going to be very, very difficult to find that one at this point, I think. Maybe I could just focus on a different sort of racing car. I wouldn't mind a Lightning McQueen for €28. And then we move on to Technic stuff. I'm not buying Technic. I did actually build this one not all that long ago, the Monster Jam Sparkle Smash, and it was a really nice set to build up, but it's really not my kind of building. I prefer your classic architecture stuff. And then you've got Star Wars, the big grey builds with the great big grey half sphere, circle, slice. I'm not ever going to buy this one because £1,000 or €1,000 is not worth it to me, especially for an incomplete set, because you have to get that separately as a gift with purchase. But I can still appreciate the building experience. I'll just do it vicariously by other people on YouTube who are madder than me for spending money. You do forget just how much Star Wars Lego there is though. I say I'm not the biggest Star Wars Lego collector. I do have a little bit in my collection. I've got Vader and Obi-Wan on Battle on Mustafar, but apart from that I don't really have an awful lot of it, and I think it's really because just a lot of Star Wars looks kind of the same. They do have one of the Juggernauts in stock though, the Republic Juggernauts. Those ones did not review very well last year if I remember rightly. But here's one I would absolutely love to have though, the UCS Millennium Falcon. I have already said when I hit 500 subscribers on the channel, I might just go ahead and get that one. But that's going to have to be a proper treat. But it's definitely the biggest Star Wars set that I desperately, desperately want. But here's all the new stuff. The Smart Play. Has anybody bought this yet? Does anybody think it's any good? I've heard really mixed things about it. I'm not really sure why it exists. I think as a whole, LEGO is meant to be played with your imagination, and it just kind of feels like it's a little bit of prescribed fun, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I do like this display set though. It's nice to see a little bit of motion in some of the LEGO displays, because they are quite often a little bit too static. Now here is something that I could do with though. Not so much the Pikachu or the Eevee, but that big space down there is dedicated to the Pokemon starters. I wish that I could get that one. I've been told I am not allowed to get it under any circumstances, and I totally understand why. It is £600 and I just don't have the budget on that one. Looking at some of the icons and ideas sets though, has anybody bought that Maersk fuel shipping liner? Dual fuel container vessel is the official name for it. I'm definitely not going to be picking that one up, and I'm fairly certain the only reason it's been released is due to the popularity of the old one, but I think it's a very unique set of collectors which are after that. Not the Orange Cats though. Orange Cat and Tuxedo Cat, great pair. And here's one that I do have, the Creel House. That is honestly one of my favourite builds of all time. I think it's absolutely stunning, the outside look of it, the mechanics of it. You can go and see the full review here, but that is a must-buy if you even remotely enjoyed Stranger Things and you like LEGO. Shopping Street, that's on my shopping list. This is definitely the next modular building that I'm going to try and pick up, but I'm just waiting for it to come down in price a little bit. €250, I think it was £220 in the UK. It's just a little bit too pricey, and I'd need to get it with some kind of gift with purchase or double or triple points, so I'm probably going to hold off maybe till about Black Friday to do that. And of course we've also got all of the Lord of the Rings sets. Rivendell, by far the most iconic and beautiful Lord of the Rings Lego set that they've ever put together. Don't get me wrong, the Barad-dûr's cool, the Shire is kind of interesting, but Rivendell was definitely the right set to relaunch this theme. And less about relaunches and more about launches. the Star Trek USS Enterprise for €380. I'm not going to get it myself. I'm definitely not a Trekkie, more of a Star Wars fan, and I don't buy any LEGO Star Wars stuff, so I definitely won't be buying this. But I do hope to see a few more things from the Star Trek series, maybe something like a Borg ship or something similar, just to sort of add a little bit of variety to that theme. And then we get onto stuff that I'm definitely not interested in. It's football, some of the art sets, and One Piece. Oh, on Wednesday as well. I've not seen any of this stuff, and I'm absolutely useless with it. Then to round out, we've got Dreams and Ninjago, another two themes that I know absolutely nothing about, apart from the fact that Ninjago's city buildings are some of the most intricate builds, and honestly some of the coolest looking things that I just cannot allow myself to get into. And that's pretty much it for the outer walls of the store. So there is some little play areas or sort of creation tables, but they're not often manned in this store, which is a bit of a shame, because LEGO does like to have those normally. But it seems like here, just like behind me, they just don't really have those as a priority in the Disneyland Paris shop. But what is their priority is absolutely stunning models of Mickey. And this is my favourite LEGO model that I have ever seen. And this is one of my favourite characters of all time. The brooms with the buckets as they're traipsing in whilst Mickey's losing control of his magic. It's honestly one of my favourite scenes in any Disney movie. And I'm not exaggerating to say that this thing is probably 15 to 20 feet tall. It is absolutely enormous. But again, where is the plaque saying how many pieces went into building this thing? Maybe that's just a me thing, but I quite like to know that. But anyway, surrounding it, you've got loads of little play areas. These are always absolutely ram-packed with children who just want to have a little bit of fun, because, you know, let's face it, the adults do like to do a bit of shopping in the meantime. Oh, and they've also got the Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker. This is an awesome pair of builds, with the lightsabers clashing, and just look at the concentration on Luke's face. This is a fantastic set. I think LEGO needs to release some of these absolutely enormous models. I'm sure somebody had spent 1,500 quid on one. And also look at this LEGO Iron Man. That is super cool. It's also lit up as well. I've never even noticed that before. So the arc reactor and the eyes are aglow. And I think that is what separates this store from all the other LEGO stores you're ever going to go into. It's just got so many little details that you'd never spot. And look at Spidey as well. So you've got Spidey, Shuri and Iron Man all on one plinth together. How fitting. And I've just spotted something else which is super cool. And it's just because I haven't looked up yet in here, but let me show you all the things over the top of the LEGO shelves. They've got posters from the movies that have been Lego-ified, like Peter Pan, obviously Toy Story with Buzz. They've got all of the Disney characters in Lego form, all the Marvel ones next up, and of course over the Star Wars sections you've got the 6 main heroes from the original saga. But even better than all of that is the Disney ride posters, where you've got Pirates of the Caribbean, Orbitron, and of course Casey's famous hot dogs. And then over on the other side you've got a couple more of the ride posters and all of the villains. You've got Star Wars villains, Marvel villains, and of course all of the classic villains from the Disney movies. I love that evil queen in the middle. That's a fantastic minifigure. I'm not sure if that one actually exists in real life. But anyway, I've done a lot of talking and a lot of shopping yet. I'm going to go and see if there's one thing that I'm allowed to pick up. And it's going to be pick and build. I need these desperately. I have never seen them on another store before. These 1x2 in the dark blue. So I'm going to pick up most of a box of these and then throw in a few bonus bits as well. I'd normally love to stack these, but there's no chance I'm doing that today. I am on the clock. We have got a flight to catch. But these cool 1x3, well, I don't know what you call them, so angled tiles, angled plates even. These are really, really cool. Also, the 1x3 green plates are super useful as well. I've got loads of 1x4s, 1x6s, but I definitely need some smaller stuff to fill in the gaps in my LEGO city. Well, we're already there with most of the box. I'm going to see if there's anything else that I've forgotten on this side. I don't know if there's... Oh, yeah, the curved tan ones. I'm going to have to grab some of those as well whilst I'm at it. See if I can cram a few more pieces in there. I've got no idea what I'm going to use these for just now, but I'm fairly certain I will find a use for them at some point in the future. Oh my goodness, they've also got 1x1 cheese wedges in brown. I'm definitely going to get some more of those. They will fill up the top of the box quite nicely. And then we're going to give it an all-important little wiggle and pat down, see if we might be able to fit a few more pieces in, but I think that might just about be it. And I've just seen something over here as well. These 1x1 2/3 studs not on top pieces are awesome. I might need to get another little box just to fit a few of them in, because these will be fantastic for building trees. I was only planning on one box, but I'm going to have to get a second because I definitely need to get some of these. These are going to be so useful for creating some different style trees at the back of my forested area. So I'm going to try and get maybe 3 or 4 handfuls of these. The box is not particularly full, I have to say. It could do with a little bit more in there, but beggars can't be choosers with these things. I'd rather they have some than none at all. Right, I think that's enough of them for now. I also wanted some of these angled white slopes as well. These are really cool, these curved white ones. I use a lot of these sorts of pieces for my winter village, so definitely worthwhile stocking up whilst I'm here. I would love to be stacking these boxes better, but simply put, I do not have the time for today. Instead, I'm going to fill up the rest with some more of these brown wedges because they will fill up just nicely in the top. We'll give it another little shake. See if we can disappear some to the bottom and get it a little bit more full. These are definitely not going to be the best value Lego boxes I have ever bought, but they're still going to be better than anything I would have bought online. And I've only just spotted that they do also have 2 more things in the Lego Disney store. They have one of the custom Lego mosaic makers where you can plug in one of your photos and it will change it into a mosaic. And they've also got the minifigure factory as well, where you can customise your very own minifigure, make it look like you or somebody else entirely. But it's a really cool thing that they've got at a few of the Lego stores now. I've never used it myself, but I know that these are very popular. But that's me done. I'm just going to have to go and pay for these now, and we'll try and see if we can get a review on how much we've actually made. Thankfully, there is never much of a queue here, so let's pick up these 2 pick and build boxes, and we'll see how much we've made when we get home. So €31 for 2 boxes of pick and build. Like I say, we're going to tot it up at home and see how much we've made. I'm not sure the exact conversion rate at the moment between euros and British pounds, but it'll be whatever it is. So I'll throw you over to Phil at home, who's doing a little bit of counting right about now. Thank you very much, past Phil, and now's the fun bit. Time to get sorting and counting. And about 2 hours later, we are finally done. It's a bit of a process, this sorting pick and build boxes, especially when you haven't taken the time to stack the stuff in the store. When it's all just like randomly thrown in there, it is a bit of a pain. But we managed to get it into some little tubs, so let's see how much we've made. So starting off with the smallest pick and build box first, we managed to get loads of those little brown cheese wedges, the 1x1 studs not on top bricks, and a load of the white arch pieces as well. And in total, that was £31.54 worth of Lego, just in one small box. And that included over 500 pieces. The bigger box was slightly worse value, mainly because I was getting some larger pieces in there, some of the 1x3 plates. That one came out as a total of £53.98 worth of Lego. In total, over 800 individual pieces. So here it all is, sorted and stacked and ready to go back into the drawers to build some fantastic things. I know that there's not really been much of an update in the way of the Lego theme park recently, and if I'm being totally honest, I ran out of pieces, I ran out of time, but this is going to be a focus over the coming months. But I'll hand back to the much happier Phil back in Disneyland Paris for a final wrap up. That's it for LEGO at Disneyland Paris. Obviously, if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button as well. It does mean so much. There is plenty more LEGO content coming very soon, but for that, you'll need to make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.